Hello and welcome to another vlog with your host Eamon Standing. So a little bit of a prerequisite to this video is that it's related to Jefferson Pugley, so if you haven't already, I highly suggest you go and read Jefferson Pugley's Pyroclastic Hoobajoob Part 2 at pugleycomics.com, link in the description, so that I can discuss it without spoiling it for you. But basically in this video we're gonna have a little discussion on so where the concept of Jefferson Pugley came from, because it's a little bizarre, and kind of what inspired it, and what made me write the first book. So a little bit of background knowledge, so to put me in place of where I was when the first Jefferson Pugley came about. So it was released in late 2011. In fact, the first Comic-Con that I did was the MCM October 2011 Comic-Con. So probably, I'm guessing, like maybe around May, June time, we came up with I had the first few sketches of Pugley. We got the concept art for Pugley and Alex there, and some more. And this was, weirdly enough, after I had started a second comic, The Setting, and obviously after I'd started my first comic, Talisman Rogue, which this channel is named after. So it was quite an interesting journey. The first Pugley basically came about as an alternative to Talisman Rogue, a story of a deserting soldier who's witness to a murder of a colleague, and The Setting, which is about a serial killer. So I wanted something a little bit lighter, but still with a bit of the darkness in it. Like you can see, I'm a fan of the darkness type of things in it. So I believe I probably rewatched the Men in Black films, and there was a lot less Frank the Pug in it than I actually remembered. It's quite an iconic thing. Plus, I like pugs because they remind me of the Thai yak and half Thai, and I love those things. They're so cool. And there's something cool about this idea of this tiny little distilled dog, which still technically is like descendant from a wolf, and somehow it becomes that. There's something very surreal about that concept. And in Jefferson Pugley's Pyroclastic Hoobajoob, of course, in the first half it's very mundane. It's literally just about Alex, his owner, Alex Turner. Nothing to do with Arctic Monkeys. It's actually a split cross concept of two people I knew, Alex Baker and Matt Turner, and I just shoved them together and made that character. But he's a geology graduate. He's not doing so well. He fails to make the trip, the cut for a trip to Pompeii. So he's not very happy. And then you've got Jeff, who's just kind of a lovable rascal. Then, of course, in the second half of Jefferson Pugley's Pyroclastic Hoobajoob, you realise that he will do anything to make sure his owner's happy, and spoilers, he goes out in the middle of the night, digs a hole through the Earth's crust, and causes a local Pompeii-type event, killing thousands of people. So that's kind of a weird juxtaposition, but, and of course it means nothing in the end, because Pugley's motivation is he wants to create a local Pompeii that he can be around, and Alex can go there and do his geology, but he ends up getting the trip to Pompeii anyway because his academic rival's dead. And the funny thing is, like, Alex isn't portrayed as a good person. He's happy to get the trip to Pompeii, and Pugley's just like kind of like, oh, I completely overdid it. Which I just thought was just the most bizarre middle finger to an essentially cute type of story, and I wanted that kind of twist. And it was basically sold as a I wrote it as a little extra to go alongside with the Townsend Rogues and the pilot for the setting for the first Comic-Con. But it went down so well, and understandably, because the story finishes in the book. It's a full story. It's so you didn't need to read more necessarily. You could just read that Pugley and go. I mean, it's great. It takes like not much time to read. It's just a fun little outing. But I suppose I really liked the M. Night Shyamalan movies when I was younger, and the ones that have good twists. And I wanted to create something with a twist that was suitably fun, suitably dark, not too dark, but enough to make you go like, "Oh my god," laugh, and then feel bad about your laughter. And that's basically where the Jefferson Pugley things came from, and then it was well received, got a lot of great comments. So I thought, hey, okay, let's do more, and that's how Jefferson Pugley kind of came to be. He's a lovable little pug. Well, he's a lovable little pug dog, but it was kind of a complete fake out. It was kind of like, oh, here's my serious army stuff, which isn't serious at all, Talisman Rogue, comparatively. Like, Jefferson Pugley is way more serious. I mean, it actually deals with, like, oh, I'm not getting the job that I want, I'm not fulfilled in my life. And then it's like kind of, oh, I'm a little dog. And he's not a psycho, because he's not human. And it's kind of like, when you put animal morality of just like, there's a goal in mind, which is owner should be happy, I make owner happy. It's not a question of right and wrong with Pugley. It's just like he just does. He does whatever he can to make Alex happy, and as long as Alex is happy, as far as he's concerned, is right. I think the reason why he's so confused at the end of the book is that it wasn't exactly what he intended to happen. He thought that he'd have a local thing. So Alex is still going away, and he doesn't like it when Alex is away. You can see he's bored. He's watching the clock at the beginning of the book. But yeah, that's kind of where Jefferson Pugley came about. Kind of in short, so kind of a little joke in a self-contained story that could be read quite quickly, that no one would see that coming. And unfortunately, with every other Pugley, you're kind of anticipating a twist, but I try and make it so that you don't know exactly what direction it's going to go into, and that's what's so fun about Pugley. So the next time I do a video, I'll be discussing like where the art style comes from, probably a bit more about the characters, but I really hope you enjoyed Jefferson Pugley's Pyroclastic Hoobajoob, and you can purchase it from Amazon and Lulu. The links are in the site at pugleycomics.com. And next time it'll be Jefferson Pugley Roller Coaster Extraordinaire, another ridiculous title with a ridiculous story and a nice little twist. So yeah, thank you for reading, and I really hope you enjoy reading more. Take care.